Hello and good morning. Hopefully you guys can hear me, hear us on here. My name is Gilroy Madrid and I'm with Fort Stockton ISD in Fort Stockton, Texas. And this is the third informational meeting that we are having. We had one on Tuesday, I think in the evening, Tuesday evening at 6, and then another one on Thursday and around noontime, and then today on Saturday. So I do have a few of you guys on there already. I'll go through the PowerPoint presentation and I will, and hopefully you guys can hear me and see me. So if you can't, someone will tell me here in a little bit. I know they will, and that's perfectly fine. So like I said, this morning I woke up to some sun, a little bit warmer weather. There's some softball, baseball going around, and then we also have some playoff games and our special events that are going on today. So it's been a pretty busy morning already with some of our workers and coaches and things like that. So shout out to them. It's Saturday school at the high school as well. Trying to think of any other. We have some of our maintenance men who are still checking up on the buildings just to make sure everything is ready to go for Monday. So Monday will be, we should have school on Monday. We have power in all our buildings, and we have water in our buildings, and so hopefully it's been a trying week, but I think everybody's going to be doing great. And so I'm hoping somebody talks to me. Is anybody out there? Anybody want to play? Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and start my informational meeting. If you don't mind, just, tell me you can hear me on either the YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook feeds. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And somebody is in the office right now, and I don't know who it is. So if you see me talk to somebody, could be the custodian, could be maintenance, could be one of the other workers. I'm not too sure. So I'm going to share my screen. Maybe we'll have a special guest, right? Okay. I'm not too sure what you guys can see. I think I need to bring this over. That's what it is. Yep. There we go. And bring this over. And I think we are good. Make sure I go on. Leave this out, move that over, leave this here. Thank you for being patient with me while we do this. Good. I think we're in good shape now. And it's working all good, Miss Ogas. Thank you, Miss Ogas. And Miss Cindy Gonzalez Butler, and I appreciate you helping me out. And Miss Ogas saying all good with Miss Ogas's dogs, Ginger and Pepper. I don't know if those are your dogs, Miss Ogas, but they just look like a Ginger and Pepper. I don't know. So all right, thank you guys. Appreciate your help. We're gonna go ahead and start. I'm going to get my pointing here because I believe we can see and hear everything. So Ms. Ogas says we're good and Mrs. Butler says we're good. So the first part of our meeting is going to be this is the last one. Like I said, we had a meeting on Monday or Tuesday and Thursday. This is the third one. And I appreciate those of you that were in on those meetings and had questions. And so I'm going to go through the PowerPoint. This is the third time I've done this, so it's been great. I think it's go by this in pretty quick. Maybe I can go in record time, 10, 15 minutes. We do have some administrators in the meeting as well. Mr. Alvarado from high school, Mr. Sanchez from technology, and Mrs. Cordova from Alamo School. So, Miss Ogas, she told me their names. They're Lexi and Bonita. So good job. Good to know Lexi and Bonita are on the GT informational meeting this morning. Shout out to Ms. Ogas, Lexi and Bonita. Thank you. All right. Foresight ISD wants to welcome you to that you being interested in the Gifted and Talented program. Right now we have about 8 people watching, and so you 8 people, thank you for watching us and being informed. Foresight ISD, we had 3 virtual meetings, community meetings for parents, community members, whoever it was in the world. And this is the first time ever that we were able to stream live to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Some people don't have a Facebook account. Not a problem. Some people don't have a Twitter account. Not a problem. YouTube, you don't need to have an account. You just go to it. Go to Foresight ISD. You're there. You can see it. You can even ask questions there if you needed to. So I think you can. No one's done that yet. So if you want to be a superstar and be try to see if that works. See if it can. I don't know if it can, but I'm thinking it can. On the FSISD YouTube channel for us. Okay. So. Again, it's just information about the Gifted and Talented program for our community members and opportunities that we can see, for our kids in Foresight ISD. Those are the places that we placed it. YouTube is not on there because, like I said, I didn't know if this was going to work or not, but guess what? It does. So it is on YouTube. And again, this is just the state district definition. We have to adopt the state definition. Then we've kind of narrowed it down to just kind of make a little bit more sense for us here in Fort Stockton. But it basically, the gifted and talented student means a child or youth who performs at, shows potential for performing at remarkably high levels of accomplishment when compared to others in the same sense. Exhibits high performance capability in intellectual, creative, or artistic area, possesses an unusual capacity for leadership, and excels in a specific academic field. So that's the state definition. We kind of use the same thing. I want to say a shout out to Tom Lozano. Tom's roofing. Good morning. Gilroy Renteria, Madrid, looking good. Thank you, Tom Lozano. He's right down the street, staying warm. The Foresight ISD defines gifted and talented learners as those students who excel or have the potential to excel in an intellectual, creative, and or specific academic field. Students who participate in services designed for gifted students will demonstrate skills in self-directed learning, thinking, research, and communication as evidenced by the development of innovative performance that reflect individuality and creativity and or advanced in relation to students of similar age, experience, or environment. Bright child or gifted learner. The following information is from Challenge Magazine and is a useful tool when discussing the definition of gifted children. So there was a magazine back in 1989 from a magazine called The Challenge that really kind of made it help to, in simple ways, to understand differences between a gifted learner and a bright child. Okay, so I'm just going to go over all the bright child characteristics first and then a gifted child. Bright child knows answers, is interested, is attentive, has good ideas, works hard, answers questions, is alert, is pleased with their own learning. Gifted child is a little bit different. They ask a lot of questions. They'll drive you nuts. They're very curious on all kinds of things, and that's why they're asking questions. They have to be moving and physically be moved around and mentally involved in things. They just have to be. And sometimes they have crazy, wild ideas. They like to play around and goof around, but yet they're paying attention and they're listening and they can do well. They discuss things in very elaborate detail. They're keenly observant and they're highly critical of themselves and of things. And sometimes they don't realize it because that's just their way of thinking, their way of doing things. And so bright child also is usually in the top group, listens with interest, learns with ease, learns with 68 repetitions of mastery, understands ideas, enjoys their peers, grasps meanings, completes assignments. A gifted child is way above and beyond the group. Sometimes they're a little bit outcast at times, but it's because they're above and because they like to hang out with adults or have conversation with adults. They show strong feelings and opinions, and sometimes those strong feelings are linked to emotions. And sometimes they're emotionally charged to things so much on certain things, and so they're passionate about it. They already know a lot of things, because they pick up things all day long from all sorts of things and all sorts of people. And parents are their first teachers, and so I would tell you that they are listening to you 100% of the time, and they're using that information later on when they may need it. They need one or two repetitions for mastery. They construct abstractions. Like I said, they prefer adults. And they do what's called drawing inferences. They pick up on things and then they draw from that, different ideas, different aspects of whatever the situation is, and they love to initiate projects. They see something, they just want to make it better, or they just want to make something totally new. Bright child is receptive, copies accurately, enjoys school, absorbs information, is a technician type person, good memorizer, enjoys straightforward sequential presentation. A gifted child is very similar in this respect, but they're extremely intense, and then they can get emotionally charged on things, and so they can create new designs, enjoy learning, they manipulate information, they're an inventor, they're a great guesser. The reason why they're a great guesser is because they're always thinking about something, and they hear it, and it's like sticks in their mind. And they thrive on the complexity of things. They just want it to be more complicated because it is a huge challenge for them. Students who participate in services designed for gifted and talented students will demonstrate skills in self-directed learning, thinking, research, communication is evidenced by the development of innovative products and performances that reflect individuality and creativity and are advanced in relation to students of similar age, experience, or environment. It's a lot of words. Those are some GT words there, if I have to tell you myself. So, all right. GT participants. Any students grades K through 12 enrolled in Fort Stockton ISD is eligible for screening, the placement, and gifted and talent program if the eligibility requirements are met. Assessments are administered each school year. To be eligible for FSISD gifted and talented program, the students must show significant success with quantitative and qualitative measures according to the FSISD gifted and talented matrix. All decisions regarding placement in the FSISD Gifted and Talented program are made at the district level by the GT committee consisting of coordinators, teachers, counselors, and campus principals. In grades K through 5, identified kindergarten through grade 5 students are gifted. They will be clustered and grouped with high interest and mixed ability classrooms. Grades 6 through 8, we use middle school has a great program called Project Lead the Way, which is a hands-on pathway in computer science, engineering, and biomedical science is available for those students in middle school. In grades 6 to 12, we also have gifted and talented students will be served in their areas of academic strengths in honors classes. In grades 6 to 12, UL competition, academics, performance-based competitions such as band, choir, and theater. And shout out to Audrey Gonzalez, who is a state qualifier, state student, and solo ensemble state student for band. And so she does an amazing job in all kinds of things. And so we do have students that excel and make it to the state level competition in the performing arts. So good shout out to Audrey Gonzalez for doing that in band. Dual concurrent college courses enrollments are available in grades 9 through 12 as well. All right. FSISD Gifted and Talent Long Range Plan is posted on our website under required postings. So if you go to our website, there is a required postings icon on there. You can go here, you can go there. It is on the website. These are our campus contact information for our principals. We have Sabrina Cordova at the Alamo School, Betty McAllister at Apache, Amanda Urias at Intermediate School, Linda Chavez at Fort Stockton Middle School, Roy Alvarado at the Fort Stockton High School. The counselors for the campuses are Mrs. Zoe Tierney at Alamo School, Mrs. Pacheco at Apache School, Mrs. Rangel at Intermediate School, Mr. Knight and Mr. Urias for the middle school, and Mrs. Delaney and Mrs. Sanchez for the high school. Here are some resources that if people wanted to go to just to get more information about the GT program in the state of Texas and from across the country as well. Khan Academy. Khan Academy is a great resource. If you feel you have a GT student, get a kid who just loves to learn, Khan Academy is the way to go. There is so many videos and learning programs on this, and it is all free. So if you have a student, or if anybody out there, and they want to learn something about something in school, or how do you do math now, that is probably the best place to go to. Okay. Texas Gear Up is another place where kids can be served in our GT program. We have more resources. This is the telephone contact information for each campus. Some of the campuses have more numbers than other. And so those are those numbers. There's the Alamo School, Apache, Intermediate, Middle School, and High School. With that being said, thank you for your patience of your time and for the privilege of your time. So I am done. So let me exit this and stop sharing. And I am done. So it is 15 minutes. And it looks like Mr. Alvarado got off the meeting. He's got busy stuff going on at high school right now. So I'm going to say thank you for joining us today. And I believe if there are any more questions, again, shout out to our community for doing a great job this past week. Thank you for helping your neighbors out and staying warm. Well, we do have school on Monday. That's a good thing. I think our kids have been cooped up in the house a little too long and probably driving some of our parents a little crazy. So I apologize for that. But we're ready for your kids. We're ready to teach them and help them grow and get better. And so we do appreciate all the things that you guys do for your kids and your neighbors and your community. I know that kids it's hard. It's tough raising kids. And so I do applaud you for doing that. It's not easy. And I think a lot of times what kids need to remember is that when mom and dad say no, they're not trying to make their kids' life a lot harder. A lot of times they have a difficult time. And even as adults, sometimes no means yes to a better way of doing things, a better life, a better way of struggling. And sometimes no means I love you way too much for you to have to struggle on things you don't need to be struggling with. So sometimes no does mean yes. We just don't see it that way. So that's just my bit of information for today, because I know parents are struggling a little bit this week, because I went to the store this morning and I had a few parents say, man, I'm so glad school's going to start up. We do have electricity and water in our schools, and our wonderful maintenance department custodians have been working on the buildings all week long and getting everything back up and ready. And shout out to the city and the county, Texas, all the service people, the businesses and banks and things like that who are just providing the very best services throughout last week, and to our first responders, whether it's the police, sheriff's office, DPS, EMS, shout out to them as well. That being said, we've been on for about 18 minutes. I do appreciate you guys, and we didn't get Zoom bombed this time, so that's a good thing. I think those kids are probably asleep right now, so maybe they're playing Fortnite. I don't know, but you guys have a good evening. Take care. Good day. Have a wonderful day, and we will see your kids on Monday morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. So take care. Have a good one.